6 out of 10 Republicans recommend FTR Radio to everyone they know. The other 4 are rhinos. FTR Radio, online at FTRradio.com. FTR Radio salutes some of the great Democrat presidents in the radio era. FTR Radio.
You're listening to Liz and Taylor.
Alright, so why can't I get another tattoo? Come on.
Because you get another tattoo, then you start talking another gun.
But not the movie star, the battling duo from the Right War on FTR Radio.
Oh, come on.
You're the one who said it.
That was a joke. Partially.
Enlist in the Right War. Won't cost you nothing. Not as good as military service, but it's got to count for something, right?
Good evening, folks. You're listening to FTR Radio. This is The Right War. I'm Liz Harrison, and I'm gonna kill our guest tonight. The outtakes are priceless, people. You will always wish that we actually recorded them. Wow.
You guys just wish like this was video cast instead of just like broadcast, right?
Oh, good God. That would totally do
all
it.
the faces I make and stuff while we're on.
Yeah. That's the unexplainable. I get on the air and I'm practically laughing hysterically. That's why it's all Jason's fault.
That's how I roll, man.
That's right. Well, hey, it's Freedom Works night. It's Jason Pye, and he is upstaging poor Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
Hello.
Love you, buddy.
You're good peeps. You're good peeps, Pie.
I don't know about all that.
You're not my favorite pie, though. Pumpkin is my favorite pie. Yeah.
Pumpkin kind of sucks, dude. Like, blueberry's pretty good.
Pecan.
Yeah, that's good. Pecan's not bad. No,
Pecan's not bad. Pecan's not bad. Pumpkin, I really like blueberry, really like cherry.
Why am I not surprised you like cherry?
I mean, it is what it is, right?
No, this isn't Friday night yet. Oh, dear. I'm a terrible person.
Yes, we have settled on this.
Oh, Alaskan says, no more apple pie? A la mode. Have to have the cinnamon ice cream.
All right, so here's somebody in the chat room has asked, are you still being shipped to Texas?
That's my stepbrother. Hi, John.
Okay.
No, we're not shipping him to Texas. There are rumors that eventually I will crack. Yeah, I'll crack, and somebody will end up, buying me a one-way ticket to Fort Worth.
I'd pitch in for that.
I know a lot of people that
Wait,
would
how
pitch
many
in
times
for
have
that.
I offered a one? How many times have I
know.
offered...
I lost count, sweetheart. I've lost count.
Yeah.
Sweetheart?
Yeah. We're heading up on Valentine's Day. I'm in Valentine's mode.
Oh, no. Not sweetheart, though.
Yeah. Because, see, I'm going to have to get those little heart graphics and put really snarky messages on them.
That's sweetheart, though?
Pixlr is my friend.
You like my hat, Taylor?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
In case anybody's wondering, yes, Jason is on video for our benefit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like making faces and like
torturing me.
So
I don't have a deal against I don't have any problem with the Atlanta Braves.
Nobody has a problem with the Atlanta Braves. They're America's team. So the Alaskan says, so pie is Taylor's pumpkin. I'm gonna go ahead and just put the kibosh on that. There will be no more discussion of this ever again. let's not ever bring that up again. Like ever. Like.
All right. So I actually have a topic for tonight.
Everybody run in fear.
Yeah, everybody run in fear.
So, like State of the Union?
No.
More fun than State of the Union.
Much more fun than State of the Union.
No, I already know what it is. I'm just being silly.
Okay. Much more fun. From WFAA.com, which is they're the ABC affiliate. A man incarcerated in a Colorado correctional facility filed a lawsuit against NFL officials seeking over $88 billion, with a B, in damages because of the overturned call when Dez Bryant made a fantastic catch, and it was a catch in my opinion, but the NFL ruled that it was not one. Terry Hendricks is suing for over $88 billion. He says that it's being done and I'm reading from the suit here. It's being done on behalf of Dez Bryant, number 88, all Dallas Cowboys fans, and all people in or and from the Sovereign Republic of Texas.
Sovereign Republic of Texas.
Yes, and it is also to include all of the cheerleaders, spelled CHEERRRLEADERS.
Stuff like this makes me not want to reform the criminal justice system. I mean, oh God, there's this. I don't even know what to say. First of all, I hate the Dallas Cowboys. So if it's about Dallas Cowboys, I'm immediately against it. Like if it favors the Dallas Cowboys, especially Tony Romo, who I cannot stand.
Whatever.
I actually don't know who I hate more this week, Tony Romo or Tom Brady. It could go either way.
Tom Brady.
It's Tony Romo. And
what's wrong with Tony Romo?
The dude had the suck button permanently turned on for 10 years, and then all of a sudden he had a good year, and everybody's freaking out about it. They still suck. I'm sorry.
He's always... forget it. He is a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
Tell me how many good quarterbacks won the Super Bowl.
How many good quarterbacks won the Super Bowl?
Just good quarterbacks. I can only name one good quarterback who won the Super Bowl.
I can name two.
Who?
Actually, I can name three.
Name them.
Okay. Joe Namath. Good quarterback.
He was a great quarterback.
He was a great quarterback. You're overruled on that one.
All right, fine.
Actually, I can name two. I can name
Joe Flacco. Good quarterback, not great.
True.
Eli Manning.
Yeah, he was
good quarterback, but not great.
Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, Trent Dilfer.
Yeah.
Doug Williams from the Washington Redskins.
Hey, at least he hasn't said Ben.
I think Ben Roethlisberger's a great quarterback.
I think he had a really good team around him.
He did.
I think Ben Roethlisberger is completely underrated.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
A quarterback is only as good as the ones around him, though.
He had a really good running back when he played. The first, I don't remember. When did Bettis retire?
Oh, years.
It was like Roethlisberger's rookie year or something like that. That was yeah. So he had a really good quarterback or a really good running back behind. He had a great defense. He had a couple good receivers, including my favorite, Hines Ward. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'd rate him as great. I don't know if I'd rate him as just good either. He's somewhere in between. He's somewhere in between.
No, I think he's a great quarterback.
I just feel there's something and I say this as a Georgia Bulldogs fan, passionate Georgia Bulldogs fan. There's an injustice in the world that Peyton Manning has only got one Super Bowl championship and Eli has two.
Yeah.
I hate that. It makes me very like angry.
Oh, Mark Rippon, good quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
Okay, point taken.
Okay, enough with the sports.
Not enough of the sports. Not enough of the sports. I like talking about sports.
Yeah, but I know you do, but
Tony Romo sucks a bag. He does. He's terrible.
No, he doesn't.
I know.
He's not terrible.
Yes. Yeah, he is.
He's not terrible. He is a good quarterback.
He had a good defense around him. He had a damn good running back, and that's. I mean,
hey, he didn't throw an interception in December.
Stop.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Go Cowboys in the Super Bowl, right? Wait, what?
I expect them to suck every year.
Was that too soon, Taylor?
Yeah, it's too soon.
No. I expect them to suck every year.
That's how I feel about the Falcons.
I almost wish Indianapolis was in the Super Bowl at this point.
I was
Matt Ryan, good quarterback.
Good quarterback. No,
okay,
I agree.
Okay.
But the thing about Matt Ryan though,
but he's not okay.
Oh, he's not a great quarterback. No, not at all.
He's not elite. He's not elite.
No, not elite quarterback. No. But also with him, I mean, since we only had a good running game his first couple of years, outside of that, we've had Steven Jackson for 2-3 years now, who is
So you only had him for one.
The thing is, I think this was his third year with us. If not, it was his second. Pretty sure it was his third, though. Yeah, I don't remember exactly. But more than one. Definitely more than one. But he really doesn't have much of an excuse. There were injuries last year. This year we had injuries with Roddy White, but we have a good third receiver, Harry Douglas. And we have Julio Jones, who's a phenomenal receiver. But our defense sucked this year, and everybody knew it going into the season that the defense was going to be sketchy. Mike Smith, not a great coach, not a bad coach though. But the problem with, and they fired him after the season was over. But the problem with the Falcons was the GM, which is Thomas Dimitroff. He's awful. He's the worst, and the fact they fired Mike Smith and didn't fire Dimitroff just really bothers me. But
okay, Liz, we're done talking sports.
Yes, sorry. Can we talk baseball now?
God.
I said we were done talking sports. Baseball is technically still a sport.
I just wanted to torment Liz a little bit more. You like baseball, though, Liz. You talk about the Pirates.
Not that much. We had this horrible thing happen, Tuesday night. Or something.
Yeah, I know. I really wasn't very happy with how the Stars played against the Bruins. Although Louis Erickson got a goal.
I thought we were done.
Taylor.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because Jason was writing probably at least 2,000 words on the damn thing.
Oh God! I wrote 3 blog posts on Tuesday, and then
made Washington Examiner on something too.
Yeah, I remember last week. I don't know if I brought this up on the air last week, but I know I told you guys I had an op-ed in front of a publication, and they went live with it on Monday morning, and it was about Republicans sucking so much lately, proposing 3 tax hikes in a little over a week of them having full control of Congress. Yeah, and then I wrote a bunch of blog posts about the State of the Union. The first one was a review of the State of the Union. That was on Wednesday morning. I picked out some lines from the State of the Union address that really kind of rubbed me the wrong way. There are plenty of things to talk about. There are only a couple things that President Obama said that I agreed with. Cuba being one of them, and then free trade being the other one. And then, by the way, the free trade thing, has anybody kind of stopped and realized how much of a 180 he's done on trade? Because when he ran in 2008, he was Mr. Anti-trade, Mr. Protectionism, kowtowing to labor constantly, and now that he's been in the White House, he's pass all the free trade bills, and I'm cool with that. I want that, but it's just been kind of funny how the 180 has happened. Not just on that issue, especially there have been plenty of other issues he's been like that on as well, where he's done a 180. Many of them for the worse. domestic surveillance being one of them, domestic spying. And he was supposedly the anti-war candidate. Yeah, about that. But no, like there were plenty of things to kind of pick out and examine. One of the funniest, not funniest, but one of the most egregious things I heard him say was how the unemployment rate is now lower than it was before the recession, which is flatly not true. But there were plenty of other things. The college, the free community college thing, all the tax hikes, which were rolled out beforehand. But I mean, I don't know, man. Like going through it all, it's just kind of ridiculous. The Republican response to the Joni Ernst, and you can't really criticize Ernst too much. I mean, it's an impossible task to deliver a response to the State of the Union address, and it's a very, very crafted message, and you don't really have a lot of leeway to put your own personality into it or to say the
Marco
things
Rubio did a couple of years ago.
Well, Marco Rubio.
Rubio is Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio is Marco Rubio. Joni Ernst had been in Congress for like 15 seconds when she gave that response. But no, I mean, like there was no substance to the address. I think the only thing she said that really stood out was outside of her personal story. Her personal story is pretty compelling, but the only substantive thing was tax reform, and everything else I'd heard before. And there was no nods to civil liberties. There were no nods to, they didn't even the stuff about Obamacare wasn't like, it was more of an in passing almost type, reference. And I just thought it was really lacking. I thought the best response out of anybody's was Rand Paul's, because he actually talked about things that actually mattered. So
Alaskan in the chat room said, plus he took a drink. Yes, Boyd, that's what I was referencing.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I figured that's what you were referencing. I mean, Rubio's Rubio.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just thought Obama's speech, in terms of delivery, he gets an A. I mean, the guy's a brilliant orator. In terms of substance, he gets a D-. Republicans, Joni Ernst gets a C- in delivery. In substance, Republicans get an F. Rand Paul, in terms of delivery, gets a C-. In terms of substance, he gets an A.
So Boyd, Brian in the chat room said it's because they aren't Republicans, with they aren't Republicans in all caps. Let me ask y'all something.
Let's call them Republicans. Republicans.
Yeah.
Well, I think Liz knows what I'm about to ask. But when have the Republicans honestly ever been small government? Outside of Coolidge. When have they honestly ever been small government?
I mean, Reagan to some degree. There are some things in Reagan's policies that are worth kind of criticizing. The war on drugs, the expansion of the war on drugs being one of them.
Yeah.
There are a couple other things. The rise in defense spending also worth criticizing. But if you look at it in terms, he also increased taxes. He had it over the course of his presidency. There was a net tax cut, but he did increase the payroll tax. He did do a couple other things that are in terms of tax policy that are worth criticizing. Which is one reason a lot of conservatives and libertarians are so skeptical of these deals to cut spending, like the sequester, which Republicans are already kind of undermining themselves, or have not just kind of, they have completely undermined themselves on the sequester, because they're already calling for a lot of those spending cuts to be reversed, especially in terms of defense spending. But
hello, sacred cows.
No, it really is. They're protecting their cronies, man. They're protecting defense contractors who donate to their campaigns. That's what a lot of it is. We're funding. I think I saw an article the other day. I think I posted it on my Facebook page and then also on Twitter. There's a boondoggle, the F-35. Plane doesn't even work properly. It's, there's an article in The Atlantic. You can go look it up and find it. And it lays out a lot of the problems with the plane. But we're spending, I think they've dedicated something like, I don't know, $900 billion to this plane. It's some ridiculous sum. It was, just a ton of money to it, and it's a complete boondoggle,
Yeah.
I mean, they can talk about...
They speak a good line, but have been capitulating to the Dems for the last 25 years.
That's true.
Only 25 years?
The one thing I will say, and that's true in most cases. There were some things that Republicans managed to get from Clinton in the 90s, and especially in 1997, they got a capital gains cut, and then really the economy didn't take off until they cut capital gains tax rate from, I think it was 28% to 20%. And you want to talk about the late Clinton era boom? That's really when it kicked in. Was the late 90s. Right after the capital gains cut. Now Obama wants to, of course, raise it from 23.8%. That's including the 3.8% Obamacare surcharge to 28%, which is going to discourage investment and slow down job creation and all those good things. So I'm kidding about it being good, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Like Republicans, and to in some degree, there's not a lot Republicans can do. They only have 54 seats in the Senate, which is still substantial, but you got to get 60 votes to pass something through, and Obama's still got a veto pen.
Did we lose Liz?
No, we didn't lose Liz.
I'm just talking way too much tonight.
Oh, no, that's all right.
No, but at the same time, the veto pen and getting 67 or getting 60 votes in the Senate to pass a measure shouldn't discourage Republicans. They should still try to roll out something substantive. It shouldn't be. Do something. I mean, even if Obama vetoes it, still try to do something. Advance. It doesn't, just because you don't have the votes in the Senate doesn't mean that you can't advance a positive reform, minded agenda. And Republicans aren't doing that. They're not even coming close to doing that. It's literally they're acting like they just. I don't know. They're acting like they're new at this, completely new at this. And I realize it's a new majority, but the guys who are in leadership have been there. McConnell used to be in the majority. Boehner used to be in the majority. It's like, and the thing that kind of pisses me off the most is you have, and I realize it's, you can. They campaign a certain way. They tell voters they're going to do this and this and this in Washington. When they go to Washington, they don't do anything of it. I realize it's politics, and that's what politicians say. They lie to you. But it's just funny to me how upset people get when those of us who actually believe that you should govern how you campaign, get criticized when we try to hold them accountable for it. And it's something that bugs me. I'm not the type, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not the type of person that's just going to sit there and repeat Republican dogma, Republican talking points, and go along to get along. Because I'm just tired of watching Republicans add to the national debt. And this is the thing: if we don't get them in check now, if a Republican does win in 2016, they're going to fall back into the same trap they were in when Bush was in power, and they had full control of Congress, which was grow the national debt.
Speaking of holding people accountable, the latest one, which happened today, the abortion ban over 20 weeks.
Didn't they just pass it?
No.
They passed a measure to ban taxpayer funding of abortion.
They were going to ban the abortions outright.
Well, after 20 weeks, except for the cases of rape, incest, and the case of mother's life. But the rape language was the one that
got it hung up because they required that the individual report it to the police.
70% of rape victims don't report it to the police.
Right. Now, I can understand why they were saying they should report it to the police because basically, and theoretically, they could have won out on that. But that would require encouraging the states to pass proactive legislation that would actually have criminal culpability for individuals that, did anything to women that were making rape allegations that are founded. And I'm saying setting a bar a little bit lower than the criminal level. The level that they typically use for, there are criminal charges if you go and abuse a child. However, whenever you're dealing with CYS and all of that, it just has to be, quote, founded, which is enough evidence that they are concerned about the safety of the child to remove the child from the home. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, instead of setting the bar so high that, the woman, that it's provable in criminal court, that it is a believable statement. In other words, it may not make it through criminal court, but they do believe that this did occur because there's so much he said, she said. Now, if they would be able to come up with a way to go and have something happen to people if they went after the women, then maybe they would see more women report rape, which is an issue, of course. The problem of such a low reporting rate is not a good thing.
Mm.
You're going to see a continuation of the crime because it's something that men assume that will not be prosecuted because most women don't report it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. By the way, El Super just logged into the chat room.
Yeah, I know. I'm wondering what's up with that because usually he turns into a pumpkin by now.
I was about to say.
It's past his bedtime.
Welcome, Soups. Welcome, Soup.
Yeah, let's see if it was actually him or if it's some sort of glitch in the chat. But
I thought they said soap at first.
No, super Mexican.
I know who he is. I thought like I was thinking of Call of Duty, and so get it, Taylor. You get it.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, I had an issue with the terminology too. Although I would like to see more women report, I also don't want to see a radical rise in false allegations like will probably happen. And no, we're not talking sports again, but the NFL doing the whole near zero tolerance policy. I'm looking forward to, gambling rackets going and getting women to go and make reports to get high-ranking players out of the game, at least temporarily. Just saying, because, my mind works that way. But, and I assume that the bookies work the same way too. But anyway, yeah, that bothered me.
I can understand why it bothered people. I mean, and...
Yeah. But what really bothered me even more were the threats that were coming out of the Family Research Council and other various organizations. You were talking about retribution for inaction. And this bothers me more than anything else. Because it's a hot button issue. Government may or may not... This is something where... I'm sorry. I would agree to something where they sit there and force truth in advertising. If a woman is still willing to go and have an abortion after she knows exactly what's going to happen to the fetus, they know that they're going to inflict pain. Is that you're getting into the weeds of pushing religion.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I mean,
it's a decision of conscience that the individual should be making for themselves. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm sort of. I mean, I'll be I know we've discussed abortion on this show before, and I mean, when it's all said and done, I actually had a conversation. I went to I had to go pick up some juice for my Faber pen tonight, about earlier this evening, and we had the guy who works there knows what I do for a living, and he and I always end up talking politics and stuff. And he's kind of a conservative activist. He referred to himself tonight as a Catholic, and I was telling him, I was like, I'm really just ambivalent on this issue. Like, just when it's all said and done, it's just not my issue. But I said, the thing that bothers me more than anything else is like I respect arguments on both sides. But it's the people who live on the margins on it that really just turn me off.
Right.
And like I can tolerate the, and I know that there are sincere arguments on both sides, really are. But the people who do make threats and the people who do live on this issue, like, I just tune them out. Like, actually today, I'm not even lying. I was looking at stuff this morning on Twitter, and all I had was coming through were tweets about the March for Life and stuff. And look, I respect the activism side of things, I really do, and I understand that these people, this is a really big issue for them, and they're convicted on it. And people do it for religious reasons. Some people do it for, and there were people today who I saw tweeting that were doing it for, and they were secularists, and still pro-life. I respect those points of view, I really do. I ended up just muting it because I wanted to see stuff that related to what I do on a daily basis. Like I said,
right. just Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, right.
Tweet,
yeah,
oh, good God.
Pretty much just baseball tweets. We actually picked up a new player tonight. I saw that earlier. But we're still going to suck this year. But I mean, we are really going to suck very badly. No, I mean, it's just I just eventually, and it's not just the abortion issue. There are a bunch of issues where especially when there's a hot button subject, like the American Sniper stuff. I just eventually started tuning that out completely. I saw the movie this past weekend. I thought it was a good movie. And I don't understand why I can't just go to watch a movie and just enjoy it just because it's a good movie. And I realize it's a biographical movie, but why can't I just enjoy it without it turning into a big political debate? I realize...
Because it's all about the politics.
No, and I know that, but I'm a non-interventionist on foreign policy, and I still enjoyed the movie. It doesn't make me a neocon. I just enjoyed the movie. But I'm also
statist.
I'm a statist pig. But no, why can't I just watch a movie without Michael Moore or Seth Rogen or people on the right politicizing it? I actually saw it because it was nominated for an Oscar, right? American Sniper was.
A few Oscars, yeah.
Yeah. So my wife and I this week, we were. She's like, "Hey, we need to watch this movie with Benedict Cumberbatch. If you guys watch Sherlock,
I want to see that movie. I really do.
You absolutely, because we talked about it after the movie was over, and I was like, you know what? That was better than American Sniper.
Really?
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. No. It's just. American Sniper, it was a good movie. I liked it. I thought, I actually went and got Chris Cowell's book just to, I wanted to read more about what he did and more about what he said and his, what was going through his mind when he did a lot of the stuff he did, which I understand was, I didn't support the Iraq War. Well, I did initially, but then realized that, that view of foreign policy was a bad view of foreign policy, but I still respect the service he put in. My father was a vet. He served in Vietnam, but but as far as the movie goes, this guy and The Imagination Game is the name of the movie, and I'm trying to think. Alan Turing.
The Imitation Game.
The Imitation Game. This guy, the work he did supposedly ended World War II. It shortened the war by 2 to 4 years. Just because what he did was crack German codes, heavily encrypted German codes, and he worked on this machine to do it. And he's probably responsible for saving. I don't know how. They said in the movie at the end of the movie, but millions of lives. Just because he just happened to be gay, which is, and nobody's that movie's not really that talked about in terms of as far as it goes. Conservatives aren't really talking about it. Whether it's that reason or not, I don't know. I don't want to say it is, but
I know plenty of people. Well, that got a ton of nominations as well. It got nominations for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress,
and it was
screenplay, Best Original Score.
Right, and it's a damn good movie, and I think everybody who's listening should go watch it. It was really, really.
My cousin who is kind of libertarian was a big fan of that film, and from this is just me personally. I'm not, to steal a line from Billy Crystal, I'm not interested in seeing, gay sex on screen, or whatever it was he said. But, that's just my personal choice. It doesn't mean that, if I watch it at home, I can just hit, but I hear it's not graphic at all, so.
Oh, no. What, The Imitation Game?
Yeah, I hear there's no graphic stuff at all.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
It's not like watching, it's not like watching whatever that Showtime vampire series is.
I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. I always get that one and the Vampire Diaries confused, but they shoot Vampire Diaries like 6 miles from my house. So, but I can't think of the name of it. But no, it's like really, I don't recommend movies like this very often. Like I don't really see a lot of new movies anymore. I used to be a big movie fanatic, like when I was in high school in my like early 20s and stuff. But this movie was, she's like, well, let's just watch it. Let's just sit down and watch it, see what you think. 20 minutes in, I was like, I have something to do. It was State of the Union. I had to watch the State of the Union address. And we were more than 20 minutes in, but we were about halfway through it, I think. And I was like, I have to turn this off, but I really don't want to. I would rather sit here and watch this than watch the State of the Union, which...
True Blood, thank you. Thank you, John.
Yeah, it was HBO.
Thank you, Vicky.
Yeah, like...
Whoever. I don't... You know what I mean.
Yeah. But on Benedict Cumberbatch, he's starting to build a career on this kind of movie.
Well,
because...
I watched... Have you guys... I don't remember what you guys said. You guys have seen Sherlock, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and I own it.
You should watch it. Dude,
I know.
It's an awesome show. I love that show so much. It's probably my favorite show, and it's smart TV. It really is. You have to really follow along. He plays a more autistic version. He's an autistic version of Sherlock.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he is in the movie. But, he's just very, very, very good. It's,
Well, what I was trying to say is that via PBS and Masterpiece Classic, I believe it is, or Masterpiece whatever.
Theater.
The Last Enemy. He did a short series, and it's set in the future, and it's the whole, what is the future going to be like when you have a technology that can tag people and you know who they are and it's implanted in them and all of this, and it ties in wretched disease and all of this other stuff. It's hard for me to explain what it is, but this is filed under, this is going to be his genre. That's all there is to it. I thought he was totally killing himself whenever he was playing what's-his-face from WikiLeaks.
Oh,
Julian Assange.
Yeah, I thought that was going to really hurt him, but apparently it didn't.
Yeah. Wait, what? That was him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was him.
I didn't know that. I never saw that.
Yeah, he bleached his hair. Or he wore a wig, one or the other.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, you look at the stuff that he's done, though. The movies that he's done. He was the necromancer in The Hobbit. He was in War Horse, which was the Steven Spielberg film about the horse. He did Four Lions, which was a British dark comedy film. The film is a jihad satire following a homegrown terrorist jihadis from Sheffield, South Yorkshire, England.
By the way, we're getting my stepbrother's territory here. He used to do like dramas and stuff, and participate in plays and direct plays and stuff. So like when we talk about movies and acting and stuff, this is like totally his territory. Sorry, John. Sorry.
But yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is one who causes quite a few women. Yeah, but he causes quite a few women to swoon. They were all upset when he was saying he was getting married.
Well, you know what they call his female followers, right?
No.
It's worth a Google. I'm not going to say it on air, but it's worth a Google.
Yeah, I have an idea. Yeah, it involves adding an SN instead of the B at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's either... Yeah, forget it. I'm just not going to say. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Say it.
I'm not going to say how we mangle his name on the Friday night show.
Yeah, I messaged it because I'm not gonna say it out loud because.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying not to use much profanity.
Yeah.
So, good times. Yeah.
The Cumber Collective is one of the names for them.
Oh.
I will share because I can get away with it. This is not Jason's opinion because, he's a very good boy and he'd never say this. I pointed out that there are some people who are particularly annoyed with these women. I am guessing, I've seen it come from a few men. So I'm guessing that they are having some jealousy going on against Benedict. And they are calling them Cumber Snatches, which is really, really mean. So, just saying.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty crude.
I think he's a great actor.
He's good. He's good. He really is.
He is.
And the chemistry he has with that dude from The Hobbit, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, on Sherlock is awesome. So, really, go watch Sherlock. Just stop. Wait until like midnight, and then go watch Sherlock.
Yeah,
wait
there you go.
Until we're done.
The right war's over.
Yes,
and then...
15 minutes, and then go watch Sherlock. But no, it's like 3 episodes a season. They're all an hour and a half long. You can fit it in one good Saturday. Like, just sit down and watch them all, and your mind will be blown.
Yeah, and look up The Last Enemy too, which is from the PBS Masterpiece Collection too. And if you are on Amazon Prime, you can watch that free of charge. So
you mean Martin Freeman?
Martin Freeman. Yes. Yeah.
That's his name. Martin Freeman. Why can't I never remember his name?
I always laugh because I know a lot of people, especially men, don't know what he used to play. But he played a guy who played an extra in a porn film in the movie Love Actually.
Really?
Martin Freeman did. Yes, he did.
I didn't know he was in that movie.
He was a stand-in in a porn where they would go and set up the lighting and all of that. It was him and this other girl. They would always be in the nude, blah blah blah. And yeah, and they started getting along and everything. But yeah, their whole purpose was to just be there to help them set up the shot, and then they'd leave the room, and then the porn stars would come in and actually do the action.
You know who I realized was in Love Actually and didn't know it until it was on not like a few months ago, and it's Rick from The Walking Dead. Like
really?
He's in Love Actually.
Really?
He plays a guy who's in love with a girl and she's married or in a relationship or something, and he shows up at her door with signs with stuff written on it. Yeah. That's him.
That's cool.
Yeah, dude has for a British guy.
And it was Keira Knightley.
Yeah, it was Keira Knightley. Dude and she's in the Imitation Game.
Imitation Game.
Yeah.
She's nominated for an Oscar. Who'd have thought that?
Oh, she's a good actress.
Oh, no. I think she's a fantastic actress.
A lot of people complained about her being cast in the Imitation Game. I went back and read some of the stuff about the movie afterwards. I wanted to learn more about his life. And particularly how he died and why he died. It's pretty sad. But she was supposedly the person who helped consult on the movie. Who was Alan Turing's biographer, said that she was too beautiful looking. That the woman she plays in the movie was very plain and homely looking, and that Keira Knightley kind of took away from it. So, or not took away from it, but was the wrong person to be cast. So apparently you want an ugly woman to play a smart person in a movie or something.
No, it's called Hollywood.
I know. You and I know that. So that was silly.
Yeah.
Oh, Lunatic Rex. I think she's made of neck. I think she is probably one of the most attractive actresses in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just look at the picture or just look at the dress she wore for the premiere of Atonement.
Ew. Write that down, folks. He doesn't do that very often.
Sweet Jesus! I cannot believe what I just heard.
Yeah, and Becca went and said they put glasses on women to make them look smart. So silly. Yes, it is.
It works though.
Yeah, I occasionally wear glasses, and I try very hard to not have them on when I actually get the picture taken and actually have it out there on the web, because I might get accused of looking like Larry O'Connor.
So Rush is going to be in town on May 18th. Do I go?
Matt.
I hate you.
Matt Kibbe would say yes, because Matt is a big Rush fan, and I have only heard like a handful of their songs.
Taylor.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Why?
Because where aren't they going?
I don't know. They could be going to Pittsburgh.
No, they're not. They're going to Philly.
So, oh yeah, you wouldn't be caught dead in Philly, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
Oh, I hate Philadelphia.
It's Philly, yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Philly?
It's an East versus West thing in Pennsylvania.
Hey, they're playing in Atlanta.
Hmm?
Playing in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to go, but they're playing in Atlanta.
I'm just going to ignore when they play Tom Sawyer, because that's such an overplayed, overrated song.
Yes, it is.
All I know about them, really, outside of the few songs I've heard, is that Neil Peart is one of the best drummers I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
He's a really good drummer.
He is insane.
Buddy Rich is still better, but he's a really good drummer.
I mean, obviously. Come on, dude. It's Buddy Rich.
Anyway. Yeah,
I have the one-handed fills.
How can you say Keira Knightley is not your type? How can you say that?
Some people like, women who weigh more than 85 pounds.
Oh, come on, dude. Really?
That's just my... that's the only thing
I'm not talking about that aspect of it. I'm not talking about that aspect of it. I mean, she's just very attractive looking, and I think she's extremely... But she weighs more than 85 pounds.
Okay, 90 pounds.
Oh, whatever.
Really? No. I'll say it once. She's probably about the same weight that I had been back before the 4 kids.
Keira Knightley is my type.
Thank you, Vicky.
I'm straight.
Thank you, Vicky.
Really?
What?
Okay. Now, speaking of movies, I figured, I've had much fun picking on people over this. But is anybody else amused with Al Sharpton over the temper tantrum?
No, I haven't seen this.
Yeah, he was going to have an emergency meeting in Hollywood. I didn't hear what happened as a result of that. But, yeah, he was very upset because Selma was snubbed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I haven't seen the temper tantrum, though, but I heard he got pissed off about it.
Oh, yeah. He was going to have an emergency meeting. I don't think that it actually came to anything because I haven't heard anything about it since.
I haven't read any reviews of this movie or anything.
I've heard all manner of nasty stuff about it, actually. I've heard that Johnson's people are upset with the way that he was portrayed.
I heard that, too.
I have heard all manner of abuse, and I don't even know who it is who's playing MLK, which should basically tell you the problem right there. But, yeah, I have not heard any sterling reviews of that performance. And I heard a bizarre thing. I believe it was out of Glenn Beck, so take it as you will. But apparently, maybe the problem is because the blacks were not portrayed as slaves, downtrodden, etc. They were actually trying to do something to change their lot in life, which was the whole point of the civil rights movement. That didn't work so well with Hollywood because they don't like that sort of portrayal. And I guess that can hold a little bit of water in the light of the lovely emails that we saw coming out of Sony.
Oh, yeah.
So,
speaking of Selma, this is kind of an aside, but I had one of the most awkward conversations of my entire life last weekend. Before we went and saw American Sniper, a friend of ours was out at the table with us, and we were eating dinner beforehand, and he had no idea what Selma was about. Like, I had to explain Selma to him.
Ouch.
Like, the entire, the meaning and why and all that stuff. So, I think I'm going to go see Selma. Maybe not, because I got to go to Washington next week, so since I'll be in D.C. and won't have anything else to do, I'm going to see if it's playing up there, and I may go see it with some downtime. But I'm hopefully we'll be meeting up with friends for drinks and stuff, so I may get to see Ash Gal. I haven't seen her in forever, so, but if I end up not going out and hanging out with friends, I'm going to go try to see it. Yeah.
Okay, tell her, if you do go see Ash, tell her that because you're hanging out with her, she's temporarily off Taylor's grudge list.
Why do you have a grudge against Ash?
He doesn't.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
All right. I'll let her know.
She'll get it.
If I see her.
She'll get it.
I'll let her know. Okay. Usually it's Ash, myself, and Will Upton from Americans for Tax Reform. We usually go out and go drinking. Well, we used to. We haven't done it the last few times I've been up there, but hopefully the three of us will get together next week.
Everybody's getting too old, huh?
Dude, I'm telling you, man, those hangovers, they last for a couple of days now. They used to last just the next morning, but I'm telling you, once you hit your mid-30s, it's...
What's a hangover?
You had one of those. You lost a mattress over it.
You're older? That's right, you are.
I did not have a hangover then.
Okay.
I did not have a hangover.
Okay.
Hangovers are pretty much like... I've actually gotten to the point... I've only drank once this year, and we're 22 days into the year. So, I'm trying to cut back on the amount of alcohol I imbibe. So...
Yeah, I wish I could say that for me, but...
She's probably on her second bourbon as it is.
No.
Third.
Liz sounds remarkably sober tonight.
No, I'm on the first. And that's been sitting there for quite some time, and it wasn't even really a full shot, thing of soda, so there you go.
Alan Bordius, granted he tweeted this about a half hour ago, but under the hashtag Make Sex Awkward in 5 words, same birth date? You're adopted too?
Wait, I need to clarify something. Okay. Vicky, no, Taylor is not a teetotaler. He likes Shiner, and he is forbidden from drinking scotch.
I can't.
Wait, no. Is there a story here? We don't have much time. Is there a story here?
Yes. Taylor decided to buy a bottle of scotch, and he drank close to half of the bottle and got extremely sick. And I got very angry with him because that is alcohol abuse.
Taylor didn't take Taylor when I was in Texas back in 2013. When we hung out,
I had a couple of beers. I had one beer.
You had a couple of beers, but you didn't hang out with the rest of the crew when we got completely hammered and were singing songs on the back of the bus on the way back to the hotel.
Yes, I couldn't do that because I had to work the next day.
Yeah, it's excuses. It was myself, Lindsay Fifield, Lachlan. God, who else? There was a few of us. We were sitting back and just singing 90s rock songs.
I totally would have done it if I hadn't had to work the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Excuses.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No. It wasn't that. It was because I had to drive. That was why. I had to drive.
You were in Dallas.
Yeah, I know, but I had to drive at my because I was staying at my parents' house and I was using their cars. This was before I moved back.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that would not work. Yeah. But we're out of time, so we're not going to pick on Taylor drinking anymore. Of course, Jason Pye at Jace Liberty on the Twitters, and you can find him at FreedomWorks, and wherever he's being a rock star because of going and writing for them, he shows up all over the place. So, got to keep an eye out for him. And, of course, Taylor at iDesertBlog, EYE, not a letter I.
I'll change it at some point.
Change at some point. Have a good night, folks. We will be back next week. You can catch this on the flip side on Monday or Tuesday over on K98talk.com. Bye.